recently Al B. Shore had came out the last couple of years, and he was saying just some things about Kim's situation didn't sit right with him. Losing her was a huge loss for him. A lot of people starting to realize the details around him and Diddy and lately about their run-ins and the situation with uh, Kim Porter and everything else. And a lot of people starting to see the history about Diddy and the relationships he's had with these women, baby moms. If you look at his baby mom situation, like a lot of them don't really have a long history of having men around. If you really look at it, like even if she wanted to get back with LB Shore, the way that Diddy, this all allegedly, the way that things kind of came off, he would have made it tough on her, and he did make it tough on his baby moms. That's when everything for me kind of clicked, especially after she passed away. I said, oh yeah, something's up. Something is definitely up with that situation. They were starting to come out saying, oh, she had a book coming out, she knew things and everything else. So besides everything that people are talking about now, that situation is still a bad look, because we had a woman who was possibly going to say things that's already coming out now, and now she's passed away, and now you got Cassie kind of like benefiting from jumping out there, because Cassie left right after that situation. But that's a whole nother story. But I seen Al B. Shore recently and his son Quincy, who Puff Daddy, also P. Diddy, also claims that's his son. But we all know that's Al B. Shore's son at this point right now. You should know, especially how they look like each other. His son Quincy is basically been reuniting with him lately and a lot more closer. And over the years, he's always said it's an open door. You know, I love my son. He can always come back. And, always have a relationship with me. There's nothing wrong with that. And now we seen as Diddy stepped away, so has Quincy. He's back reunited with his dad recently at the White House amongst this Diddy situation. And it's just crazy because Al B. Shore was recently in the hospital, almost died. Like, after the whole situation when he was crying about Kim passing away, he had that video come out, and then turns around, he's sick in the hospital, almost passed away, and he was looking like he was in good conditions the last time I seen him. Then I turned around and he was in the hospital. He looked bad, and lately he's put on a lot of weight. I guess that's from being bedridden. But this whole situation has layers to it. A lot of people just thinking about, man, they hit him with the R. Kelly thing. They after Diddy and everything else. Diddy's been ruining a lot of people's lives, man. Allegedly. But he really has. Especially when it comes to the hip-hop, R&B background. He was somebody who kind of had R&B kind of jumping, because he still had R&B people on his record labels and things like that. But even all the way down to the Mario Winans. But now it's kind of like this dude ain't contributing to nothing. He got a lot of history of fighting his girlfriends and baby moms, boyfriends or exes, and just a lot of situations. Now you claiming your stepkids as your own, and then you got your stepkids around you more than they around their daddy. So the whole Al B. Shore situation, once I seen that after the Kim Porter passed away, I really haven't been a fan of Diddy. Everything people been saying now is kind of late to the party, man. People just saying this now because it's popping up on TV, but what about the people who's actually been putting this stuff out there and warning people and throwing red flags out there? It's more Diddy type people out there. And I ain't talking about just off the trafficking and everything else they talking about. I'm talking about that's hurting hip hop. That's signing people for sex instead of talent. And then people like, well, it's the Me Too movement for women and stuff. Well, they sleeping with dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they sleeping with dudes. I ain't really heard about no girls in fear in the industry, because everybody else they go the other way. I ain't really heard about no J-Lo's or these women having to worry about sleeping with a whole bunch of dudes at this point, because a lot of them guys at that level don't really rock like that. They at Diddy party. There's a whole bunch of dudes around there. So that's my thing about it. They ain't really got to worry about it. They really don't. I mean, as far as with Diddy and the Cassie situation, they saying just Cassie, just another girl, and just another girl. This ain't no situation where they like, hey, you talking about Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans? No, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. If it was, I'm pretty sure you would have already heard already. But then you got Diddy going against his girlfriend's boyfriends, baby daddies. I'll be sure that went through it these last couple of years. And people didn't even look at it. His dude almost passed away and people didn't even think about it. They like, oh man, he'll be all right. You don't even know who tried to set him up or what. If he got set up, like nobody questioned none of that stuff. I'm glad to see him back with his son and everything, but yeah, what if he would have passed away already and we wouldn't even know anything right now? That's what people got to start looking into. They really do. I think a lot of people are overlooking a lot of stuff that came out with Diddy. I've been a fan of Diddy over the years, not a fan of him particularly as a person, but a fan of the business moves and everything he was making. But I knew he had people, he was a puppet as far as somebody, he didn't own Ciroc, he didn't own Sean John, he didn't own this, because they were going to take it away regardless. If he would have owned it, he would have been hiring people. When he got the Revolt TV situation, I said, oh, somebody gave that to him, because they would have had Revolt TV for his making the band stuff if he was really a billionaire already. And now you look at it, they talking about he's broke now. So he in a situation like Kanye. They done took the money away. If they could take your money away, you ain't no billionaire. Never was a billionaire. So at this point right now, Puff was never no billionaire. He was never a billionaire. He was just a face that was selling Ciroc and all this other stuff for somebody. He wasn't no billionaire. He don't own nothing. He can't even pass it over to his kids. He don't own nothing, man. That's just real talk. He really don't. They finna come for his music too. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I'll be sure basically letting everybody know, like, man, something don't sit right with me. Allegedly. Something don't sit right with me with this whole situation with Kim passing away and everything. And he spoke on a lot of different things that people didn't pay attention to, but if people go back now, they'll see this stuff been going on. But a lot of people been quiet about it. They've been quiet, and if you would have said something about it 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 days ago, 5 months ago, last year, if you would have said to any of these people that been around Puff, that's celebrities at a high level, they would have said, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. Puff ain't like that. He ain't like this. He ain't like that. He ain't like that. Now they gonna say, well, I ain't know. But you've been at every party though. Okay. But you known him for years though, decades. But he's such a good businessman though. They made it seem like his business practices is just way more smarter than everybody else's. It's really not. Y'all gonna find out soon that, yeah, he had to get down and lay down. And he been laying down a whole lot. But yeah, I'll be sure he basically with his son now. Again, got a relationship with him. He's around him. He was at the White House recently. Kind of crazy how the tables turned that quick, but that's how it goes. It's the industry.